was just about ready to go home when a local customer arrived at the door with his scooter. Says it broke down on the way while he was going for a wee doner. This a wee bit of history was this one. He was up last week, and again the fuses were cutting out. He's keeps fuses in his AGU fuses pack of 5 because he says it keeps cutting out. So I had a wee look at it last week and found out that there was a bad connection inside his original one here. Let me come over. There's a bad connection inside here, so I gave him a different one. These are waterproof ones. It was an 80 amp fuse, and it's been fine since then, but what he said to me on his way up today for a wee walk with his wife, it cut out again. Of course, usual fuse that went was that one, but since I fitted that one, this one went now. So I says to him, you know, whenever a fuse blows, it blows for a specific reason. And of course this guy has got he's got a lot of fuses because it keeps breaking down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the rolling road. I'm going to see if it breaks down. Now it's fully charged. I've got a bit of tape on here, so I'll push that forward. And I'll just let her run there. So what I've got to find out what's wrong with it is a little tool here. So what I'll do is I'll measure the temperature of the electric brake, and I'll measure the temperature of the aluminium housing there. So it's about 22, 19, 1920, so I'll remember these figures, let it run, see if it's going to break down. He said he was just going for a wee run and it broke down, so I'm just going to leave that and we'll wait to see what happens. Now it's only been about a minute and I've not touched anything, and it's going slower and slower and slower. Let me feel. And I can see smoke coming and it stops. So if you have a look at this brake, it's all bent and twisted. So I think the brake's gone. It looks like about a lot of copper grease on here. I don't know why he's put that in there. Oh, right, it's definitely, temperature's gone up. Let me see if I can. It's 48, 40. So you can tell the difference between 20, what it was before, and the heat's moved over, generated by the brake. So what I would do, of course I've got a brake, I can put one on, but you don't have a brake. So what I need to do is take the wheel off, take the electric brake off, and then what I'll do is I'll test it again to see if it's going to stop exactly the same way. But I reckon it's a brake that's season up through time. These are quite common on going, these particular brakes. You know, there's no rubber housing over the top of it, water can get into it, corrosion can get into it. So these are quite common. Keep these in stock. If you need a brake, just let us know. So I'm just going to take that off and run her again. Now I'm going to remove the centre wheel nut. Easy. Just put that underneath. So what I need to do is remove the electric brake here. Let me see if I can get you. Oh, it's roasting. So move the electric brake. I don't know why he's put copper grease on there, but you get some Allen keys now. Take that off. Right, I'm going to remove the electric brake. I'm actually amazed how easy these nuts are coming off here. And of course this one's got, I think it's got 4. So hopefully there you go, quite easy. Yeah, let's fell away. Right. Right, there's no discoloration on this at all. I'm smelling it. This smell as if you got the smell of burning on there. So I'm going to do now, of course I've blown the fuse on it as well. So I'm going to replace the fuse and we'll switch it back on again. This one takes a 40 amp fuse. There we go now. Let's switch it on. Now I'm just going to let it run. Again, I'm going to use, let's cool down, 28, 27, 23. So the last time I done this, it wasn't even a minute. I switched the camera off to let it run for a while, and not even a minute I quickly switched the camera back on and the wheel started to slow down as if something's holding it back. And usually the thing that's holding the scooter back is the brake. It's very rare that it blows the fuses, but in this case it does. So this guy just thought nothing of buying lots of fuses and keep on putting a fuse in it. So I'm just going to let that run for maybe half an hour, come back. Now that the disc is not spinning, let's see how free that is. It is moving about, but it's not, it's moving about, but it's not very free. But sometimes what can happen is, because it's not enough, the solenoid's not operating that hard enough, it's not giving that distance required to stop it from heating up. Therefore, it's not pulling that far apart. The disc is rubbing against there, heating up, causing the heat, hence causing it to blow the fuse. So this is the way to do it. Take it off, run it. If it doesn't blow the fuse, it's the electric brake that's the problem. So I'm just going to leave it, and we'll leave it there, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and if it's okay, it's okay. If it's not okay, then we'll go on to the next stage. We'll find out. Right, the scooter's been running now for about 25-30 minutes. Electric brake's about 28 degrees, 36 for the motor housing. That's okay. Quite happy that the brake's faulty. I'm very happy to have, can you believe it, a new one here. This particular scooter is now obsolete in the UK. Let's move that. It's obsolete in the UK, this particular one. Can't get parts for it, there's no many left. But we can still get the electric brake if you need one. Available or to buy on our website. So again, electric brake issue, but it was given a completely different sign. It was blowing the fuse, and that's why this is rubbish. You see that? Every time I move that, it's causing it to cut out. So he's got another problem here as well. It's cut out now completely. Let's see, that's tight, but and this is tight as well. Now the last time when I was in here, let me see if we've still got power. Yeah, we've still got power. Let me take the tape off. Switch it off and on again. And that's it working. But there is, again, a fault here, inside here. An electrical fault. So that'll need to be replaced as well. See, that's what happens. You start touching things and things start to break down. So at least you need to check all your wires as well. So I need to replace that as well. I'm going to replace it to exactly the same one as this. This is a waterproof one. And these are A&L fuses rather than the large glass 40 amp fuses. That's his one there. That's fused away. 40 amp. So he's going to get that replaced. I'll give him the cost on that. And then he needs electric brake. I mean, you can see how bent it is there. It's been bent at one stage. And it is, oh aye, definitely warm. I don't know why all this copper grease is there. Not as warm as it is when it's on there, when the disc will generate some more heat. You can actually see a lot of rust in there. Don't want to hold it too long, it's warm. So hopefully again, electric brake issue but given different faults. So you check all your wires at the same time. There's a fuse there here. That's a 10 amp fuse, and that's to do with the charging of the scooter. So if you find out it's no charging, it's maybe not just your battery charger, maybe not your batteries, but it could be your fuse that's blown in here. So if you liked the video, if you'd like to subscribe, and if you've got any questions to ask, feel free to do so. We'll try and reply to any comments that I made below. Thanks very much for watching.